Right guys, back with another video. So recently I switched over to Davinci Resolve from Premiere Pro, and that's only because of the color grading tab. I've heard a lot of stuff online how Davinci Resolve is better for color grading, it's easier for color grading and things like that. So I thought let's make the switch and let's try it out. So this video is basically gonna show my workflow of how I color grade in Davinci Resolve. Now I don't know if it's the right way I'm doing it or if it's the wrong way, but either way, for me personally, the workflow that I've got for my color grading in Davinci Resolve seems to be working really well. So let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys have got any tips or any advice on the way I'm color grading, or if you can help me improve it, just let me know in the comments below, and you know, I'd be happy to incorporate that into my color grade, and I'm interested in what you guys think as well. But yeah, other than that, let's dive straight into the video and you can check how I color grade. And just to let you know as well, I ain't no pro colorist or anything like that. I'm just color grading and going with the flow based on what I've learned over YouTube and what other creators do. But anyway, let's jump straight in. Here I am in Davinci Resolve now. This is the clip that we're going to be color grading. So yeah, let's get to it. So you've got the color tab here. Once you go onto the color tab, you've obviously got your node that pops up. You've got your clip here. We can go to you've got all your primary color wheels here. You've got your high dynamic range color wheels here. So the way I usually start this off is, because I've filmed this clip in S-Log2, I'm going to be converting it to Rec 709. So let's get that done first. So this is my two nodes that I start off with usually. So as you can see here, you can see my first node, I've labeled it as CST in. So that's color space transform in, and then color space transform out. Now there's many ways you can do this color grade. After much research and speaking to other creators and trying to get an idea of what the best way is, this is the best way that I've been told to do color grades, to be able to convert S-Log2 to Rec 709. This is what I do. So I input the color space as Rec 709. I input the gamma as S-Log2. The output color space I put as Davinci wide gamma, and the output gamma as Davinci intermediate. So this is used in the CST in node. And then for the CST out, what I do is I kind of reverse what I put in CST in. So you've got Davinci wide gamma, and then you've got Davinci intermediate, and then you've got so basically the input color space is the Davinci wide gamma, input gamma is the Davinci intermediate, the output color space is Rec 709, and the output gamma is Sony S-Log2. So basically it's the reverse of CST in. So once those two nodes are created, I know that now my footage now is converted to Rec 709. So what I usually do here is, since I'm using a MacBook here, I'll do Option S, and that'll open up a new node. So this node now I'm gonna use to color correct this footage. So what I usually do is I try to go in first with increasing or decreasing the exposure, anything like that. So what I do is I go into the HDR tab, and then I pull the exposure to high, to low, you know, whatever works best really, based on the footage that I've got. So let's say I've put it to about 30 there, and then if I go into the primary color wheels tab, now I can look at like maybe contrast. So I look at contrast here, bring in a bit of contrast there. As you can see, look at that, you can see it completely transforms the footage a bit. So if I give it a bit more contrast there, actually slightly less, 1.40, let's do that. And then you've got your pivot, which you can do as well. So if I control that a bit, so yeah, that's 0.401, change that. Now this is the mid detail I can change as well. I don't usually touch that, but if I want to I will. But as you can see the picture's looking slightly better anyway. So another thing is you can deal with the shadows. You can put the shadows down a bit there, and then highlights, I can even deal with that. I can increase them, decrease them. I don't want to get rid of highlights that much, but I think just like slightly low, yeah, about 14. And then obviously you've got saturation as well, so I can saturate it, overly saturate it, which I'm not going to do because it looks really rubbish. But what I'll do is I'll put a bit of saturation in, just slightly, ever so slightly, about 57 over here. So yeah, so that obviously the footage looks a bit orangey and stuff because of the light I've got in the background. And then I've got the last one, which I usually use, is offset. So this kind of gives it that extra bit of, you know, dealing with highlights a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it low bit, so that it gives it that depth look with a shadowy type of look. So there you go. So now when you play it, if you give me a second, let's give this a play. So if I give it a play on here, you'll see that you can see there. So it's slightly orangey, but what I can do is I can obviously adjust the saturation there a bit. So if I go back, if I press this, go back into it here, and then just adjust the saturation, make sure that node's clicked on. If I adjust the saturation, I can, there you go, see, I can get rid of it, turn it black and white or not. I hope I've shown that in a good way, but like I said, the way I usually do it is CST in, you've got your nodes, and then you got CST out. Now the thing is, you can, if I'm only showing it for this purpose really, or for this video purpose, that's how you deal with a color grade when color grading S-Log2, S-Log3, whatever. But this footage here, now you know that it's been color corrected and it's been graded, but I've done it all on one node. So I've dealt with, you know, I've put in contrast, I've put in exposure, I've put in saturation, I've put in highlights, shadows. There's so many different things I've put on one node. What I usually do is I end up changing that node so that I can have individual nodes for each individual change that I make to the clip. So for example, let's add a couple more nodes. So I could have this node as, you know, I could have it as if I label it, node label, I could have this one as brightness. I could have this node as I don't know, contrast, for example, contrast, and then I can have this node as saturation, and then the last node I could have as, let's just say, I don't know, shadows, maybe shadows. So what I'm trying to say is that each one of these nodes I could control a specific thing. So in Davinci Resolve you can control each one of those tweaks, brightness, contrast, saturation, shadows. You can do them separately on each different node. You don't need to do it all on one like I have done here. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea that you don't need to do everything on one node. But I'll delete these nodes now, and I'll delete the name of this one as well. I don't want to confuse it, but anyway, yeah, so you can do it that way, and I've actually saved that as well at the side for myself, so that I can use something like that. But the way I've done that is through here. Let me show you, let me give you an idea. See here, so this is my power grade that I've saved, showing the CST in, and each node is a specific thing. So color wheel, contrast, saturation, exposure, temp. So yeah, I do run this as well sometimes, but it depends. But like I said, at the moment I'm going with this node, just going for a single node. I hope you guys like this color grading workflow that I do. Like I said before, if you feel like I'm doing something wrong or I've not done it right, just let me know in the comments below. Share your tips, share your experiences, maybe anything like that. I'd be really interested in what you guys can show me or teach me in regards to color grading on Davinci Resolve, because I'm still quite new to it, but I do love it, the way it works. It's very efficient, just absolutely love it. If you guys have not been on my channel before, consider subscribing, and if you like this video, drop a like as well. That it'll help me on YouTube and it'll help me with making more videos, and I will make some more videos in regards to this if you want me to, but just let me know in the comments below what would you like to see next. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.